Yes.
Rise and shine. That was me today. I literally rose and I'm literally shining.
We have some new video tonight of some terrifying moments for a local family.
Great arising, everyone.
Love it.
Good morning. No coffee.
Coffee. Coffee.
We don't have time for coffee. He needs to wait till 10:15 during our break.
At least I got water. Good morning, everybody. Give me a second.
Good morning.
Good morning. Does anybody have any wins?
Any
We all
what?
woke up today.
I
That's a
have
win.
Yeah.
two escrows open this week.
Damn.
Ooh, what about you, Ignacio?
I have an open escrow and I got a recent listing on Monday and I'm hoping to go into escrow by the end of the week.
Ooh, who else? Who else? Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Lily, I just invited you to Instagram.
Okay.
And I'm doing the loan on both my buyers.
All right. You guys are on it. All right. What time is it? 9:03. I'm ready. All right. Is everybody ready to hear what my listing appointment, how it goes? I modified it a little bit. So before we get started, would you guys mind in the chat say good morning so I know you're there? Let me see some good mornings.
Good morning.
I got a live one. I'll take that one. I love those even better.
It's DS.
In Spanish. I'll take that. I'll take any language. There you go, guys. All right. Let me,
Howdy.
yeah, I'll take that one too. That's some Texas. Let's go here. All right, everybody.
Konnichiwa.
What's that, Hawaiian?
No, Japanese. Konnichiwa.
Let me share my screen with everybody and let me find
Mahalo.
that one's Hawaii. Hawaiian. Okay. Recent. Yeah, let's go here. Tuesday's class. All right, everybody. I hope today what I'm going to share with you really makes a difference. I realize that I've had to adapt one more time, everybody. I'm going on so many listing appointments and they're slowing down, and a lot of them want to wait and think about before they put their house on the market. A lot of people that I'm meeting also at the same time need to sell. So, with that said, this week I listed three properties, guys, one in Pico Rivera, one in the city of Commerce, and one in the city of La Habra. I lost one in the city of Whittier. Okay. And I'm going to share that at 10:15. Why, how, and how it happened and how they called me. All right. But today's class is going to be more about the listing. How is it that I'm able to convince people in this market to choose me as their realtor? And like always, I tell you guys to always invite a friend. And Lenny always tells you, because right now during this time, some of us are doing really good. For some of us, it's really slow. From some of us, we haven't even feel it. But at the moment, a lot of this inventory, as I watch it, it's not selling. A lot of flippers have properties, they're not selling. They're kind of stuck. They're not moving. Okay. So now we got to figure out how to get the listing, how to brand your name, and how to move it. This is what this is about. In every single market, there's an opportunity. I was just talking to one of my team members, and he in my pocket, a lot of my agents where I normally would get the listings, they're getting them, and good for them because they're doing exactly what I'm telling them what to do, which is the branding part. So in the pocket that I'm in, right next to my office, two of my agents list two properties, and they've already closed them and they've gotten paid by branding, and now they're branding themselves, which reminded me. So I talked to my team, which is my wife, right, and Lily, and I said, okay, I got to go back to branding. So what we're going to do now is we're taking my signs each time I get a listing, and I'm branding it like crazy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if it's vacant. If you have a vacant property, that's how you're going to do this. You're going to brand yourself. But when you meet with the client, you have to present in a way that they're going to let you brand because they don't want you just to use their property to show it off. Okay. So I need you to invite a friend, everybody, so they can hear the message, right? And they can help you and hold you accountable. Okay. I don't know if anybody here has brought one, but if you did, let me know. Okay. What I'm going to show you, and Lily's going to show you, is we're going to show you how to list properties. All right. Lily and Patty are my partners, and we're listing like crazy. Okay. I'm going to show you how to list them. And some of these are opportunities where we flip and we fix them. And we also do the wholesale. And I'll kind of give you the brief presentation that I do while I sit there at this appointment when I'm trying to get the listing. I'm taking my time. We're at 48 people. We started at 17. Maybe we got time to get some coffee, Lily. What do you think? Well, we wait for more people to log on. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, you don't need me. Let me go make you some coffee. You deserve it.
Hey, she's across from me, so I'm looking over at her. Get some for yourself too. All right. So here's what we're going to do, everybody. I have a live class that I'm going to be having in Huntington Beach. So if anybody want to go, this is where it's going to be. I'm not hosting it. The loan officer you see, there's the one that's hosting it. So I'm just going to be going over the same thing, but in more detail because I'm able to see you, right? And give you some more, what do you call it? Physical pieces of paper that you can probably touch. Everything I'm about to show you guys, it's in the portal. You guys can log into the portal and you know where it's at. It's called the listing agent. Okay. .info. In this portal, you go into the training portal, and this is where I have every single class, everything I have, it's there for you guys to take. But when you guys come across opportunities, give me an opportunity to buy it. That's what I do. I flip properties. Okay. So that's in your portal. In this portal, you're going to find all the tools that you need, which are here we go, how to find motivated sellers. And by the way, we're adapting again, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're adapting again. We're still running the Google ads, and it's still converting. But these are all the subjects, as you know, we always cover. Today's subject, the ultimate listing appointment. We hardly ever do that one. Okay. We never go in order, but I think it's important for me to point this out because of where my world is going right now and how I was able to make a slight adjustment. I got the Google calls. I went to the appointment and I got them. Okay. I got them. But I got to tell you, it was fierce, fierce. There was like they interviewed 3 to 4 agents for each one of those. Okay. So at 10:15, I'm going to show you guys how to beat someone like me. Okay. Or beat someone who's more powerful than me. Okay. Here is the pregame checklist, guys. Here's what I got to, I'm going to stop here for a second. You guys got to make sure you may think you know this and you do, but many of you I've seen and you don't really take care of yourself, right? Or you do what you're supposed to. When you're meeting with the client, I was talking to the one I listed yesterday in Pico Rivera. She says to me, and I'm looking at her, right? I'm looking at both of them. During this conversation, she says to me, in Spanish, she goes, I went to see a house and the realtor came over and he kept looking at my husband. He would not look at me. She goes, he was a machista. Now, I don't know how to say machista. And does anyone know how to say machista
Are you
in
trying to
English?
say are you trying to say he's like a volado?
No, machista. What he said was that, in other words,
Macho man.
he didn't respect the woman. He didn't respect her, right? And she was the
Dominant.
decision maker. So, did we get a translation anywhere?
Macho.
Yeah, macho.
Okay.
Macho. That's what it is in English. It's macho, honey.
Okay, we'll go with macho. And she says, I didn't like him. I did not like him. I did not want to deal with that person. Point being is, I'll go back to what I'm trying to say. Make sure you make eye contact, and you already know this, but you don't want to do it so much that it appears to be flirtatious, right? I lost one in Downey, as I shared with all of you. And when I walked in and I looked at both and I said hello, for whatever reason, the man shook my hand so hard, right? So when he did that, I thought, oh, fuck, there's a problem. So as we went through on the presentation, they didn't choose me as their realtor. So make eye contact, okay? And, and you know this already. Make sure your breath doesn't stink, guys. Some of you think that your breath doesn't stink, but you don't know. So always ask somebody, ask your spouse, ask your significant other. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. These are just things that I do for myself. I always carry a mint regardless. I just don't know what's going to happen, right? Uh, then the listening appointment. What I got to remind you guys is that you guys are almost like a financial planner. You are handling someone's biggest asset. Think about this. For most people who own a piece of real estate, like the one that I met yesterday in Pico Rivera, they have money, but their equity was almost $600,000. Now, we're not talking about very wealthy people, but the average clientele that we all service, that's a lot of money, right? And the one previous to that, I think they're netting almost 900,000. That family has money because that family gave each son, a son and a daughter, how much did she say, Patty? A $500,000 each? Oh, Patty was talking a second ago. Patty went with me to this appointment.
I'm right
So
here.
she gave, but the parents gave each kid, their own kids, $500,000. Now, not everybody can do that. So that family was pretty well off. Point being, I'm going to go back to what I'm saying, okay, because it's all relevant to what I'm trying to tell you, is you're handling people, the majority of people's biggest assets. And I take that back. It was a big asset because they needed to sell the home because mom's going into, no, mom's passed. This is the previous one. All right. Here's what we're going to cover, everybody. Step one, step two, and step three of my listing appointment. Step one, you can see I gave you a visual, all right, which I don't go into comps really. I just go into what you see there. Step two is where I have to create trust with these people. This is the big one, guys. This is where a lot of agents lose their client. And then step three, the actual listing presentation. Okay. So with this, you're not changing. Okay. At the start of my listing appointment, I'll give you a visual. Okay. I'll walk into the property, and whoever's giving me the tour, I always ask who's going to give me the tour, and I'll follow that person. But my goal is to take control of the appointment because if I let them take control, we'll walk through the entire house and we'll be there forever. It'll take about maybe an hour, hour and a half to do the walkthrough. And I just realized Patty called me last night and she goes, "Where are you?" I kind of, when the lady said what she said to me, right? I let them take control. And that walkthrough took about almost an hour of the house. Okay. And then another 45 minutes to do the paperwork. Now, point two, the next one, the improvements. Many of you will look at the house and say, "Oh, you need to replace this carpet. Oh, the walls need to be painted. Oh, the house has a lot of clutter." I've gotten so many listings because somebody insulted the client on what their house has. Okay. There's a way to tell the client, I'll say, "You know what? I can erase this with my computer. I can have my team move this to the side and we'll take the picture." Then the client will say, "Oh, I'll move it." It's a better way than saying, "You need to move these chairs. You need to." Now, for some of us, we may be able to deliver that. And when you deliver it, you look so kind, it does not affect you. But for the majority of us, when we say, "You need to move that," your facial expressions may have come off pretty mean. And how we'll know that is ask your spouse, ask your significant other, right? When you ask them for something and they say, "Why are you being mean?" Well, that might be your client also. Okay. Just some side notes to help you guys. Because when I go to listing appointments and I win them over, they tell me why they didn't go with the other realtor. He was arrogant. She was arrogant. Ignored me. She didn't answer my questions. He didn't listen to me. Okay. So as I was telling you, while I'm walking through the property, because I want to speed that up, I'll say, "Oh, you got crown molding? You did the recessed slidings. They're nice. By chance, did you do it without a permit?" I don't want to say, "Did you get a permit?" I'll just say, "Did you do it without a permit?" Because I don't want to turn it into a negative. I didn't get a permit. Okay, nice. No problem. As you walk through the entire property, I'm pointing out all the positives about the house. Okay. Now we're going to get into it. Okay. Step one, I find a surface somewhere in the house. Remember, we walk through the entire house, and if it's a vacant home, usually it's going to be the countertop in the kitchen. If it's a house that they live in, you're going to choose the table. Now, when I'm going to sit at the table, I let them tell me where I'm going to sit. Many times I've chosen the chair.
Lock yourself in here.
I get
Okay.
wake up juice. Now, when I walk into the property, this part is important, everybody. I find the surface, I find the table, I let them choose where I'm going to sit, right? Once in a while, they put me in the middle and the twos are on the side, and that's very awkward, extremely awkward. And that maybe will happen once every 2 months. Even though I try to move myself to the corner, they want me in the middle, and I almost feel like I'm going to get murdered or something. It's uncomfortable. I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me, all right? But very few. So what happens is now we sit down, we find the surface. Okay. I use the hotspot on my phone. I used to have one of those little G5s, but they take so long to turn on. My phone is much faster. Okay. I try not to ask them for the hotspot within their home because some people are very cautious, and I don't want to make them, but if they see my computer moving slow, they'll offer it to me almost every single time. I look and I apologize. I say, guys, I'm sorry, but my system's running really slow. Oh, do you want to use my hotspot, the house internet? Absolutely. And there we go. So I think I have a little piece of paper that I show them, right? That I leave with them. And it's like a hard card, and it says thank you. And there's three other things that are mentioned in there that's in your portal that you can get, that you can log in and get. And every single time they'll look at me and they'll say, "Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming." Right? Now, when I'm doing this, I try to avoid sold comps. All right, because everybody does that. So, and really, we know the house is going to appraise. When I show them Redfin, Zillow, we know it's going to appraise. So, what I do while I'm there is I show them what's currently available. Okay. Wow, we went to 69 people. Jesus, we have.
Welcome, Jamie. I pulled some from Instagram.
Did you?
Yes, sir. We
Hmm.
have a superpower. I attract people.
So I'm going to share something with everybody, okay, briefly. So as you all know, I went to MITT, really, really ignited me. I recharged my batteries. They were low about 15 years ago. I did this when I was 22. I did it at 62. Lily just went, all right? So when you're amongst a lot of people, one of the exercises that they'll do is a room about 100 people on the average, and they say people vote for you, who's a giver, right? So the number one giver in this
Imagine
class
sharing
was
this.
Lily. She was the number one giver, right? So
Fight
she
so hard.
so what I'm trying to tell everybody, and me in the ranking of 100 people, I was if I remember, number 25 or 27. But all of you here honestly are givers because you're here and you're probably going to help each other. But if you guys don't mind, congratulate Lily for being the number one giver. No, and nobody knows it's hidden when they're doing this to you. Everybody votes silently. So we got a
Yay,
silent
Lily.
applause.
We love you, Lily.
Thank you. Let's make more.
Great job, Lily.
Thank you.
Number
Congrats,
one,
Lily.
Lily.
Way to go, Lil. Congrats, Lily.
So when I do my comps, I'm not looking at comps because I know the property will appraise. So I go on the MLS. Okay. And when I'm on the MLS, I'll type up all the active properties that are around this particular listing. And I look at ranking. I need to see like the one we listed in La Habra, right? They're 999.9, 1,025,000. I listed it at 998 with full intentions of selling it for about 1,075,000. Pico Rivera, it was about 1 million. It's a circular drive. It's like a hacienda. It has a circular driveway. And when I ran the numbers for them, because we were looking to see what was for sale, we're not looking at comps. We know it's going to appraise. I looked what was available and we listed it at 999 or 998. Same thing. No, 975. Point being, everybody, is I don't do comps at the moment. Okay, let's go back. We're looking to see what's currently on the market, but the world is changing right now. So what I'm showing you right now will probably change in the next 2 months. If our market continues to do what it's doing, according to Google, our values are going up. Okay. When I asked ChatGPT what are values in the city of Whittier, it says we went up 4%. I don't see it, but okay, it might be for a couple of sales. I'm seeing reduction after reduction. And when I look on the MLS, reduction, reduction, reduction. So my point being is probably in the next 2 months, this class may change a little bit. Right now, this class is how to get a freaking listing right now when you go to that appointment. Okay, that's step one. Step two, I'm going to back up because I got to make sure I'm clear. And sometimes I'm not clear. Sometimes I'm all over the place. Lily, you are here all the time. Was I clear with step one? And audience, if you have a question, ask me anything about step one.
Yep, Ignacio said, now you're talking.
All right, no questions. Let's step one. Step one is very important, everybody. This is where most agents go in with talking about themselves. Okay, that's what I see. Talking about their company or putting down another agent. Okay, careful with step one.
So Angel, real quick. So you're
Yeah,
basing your value off of the Redfin and Zillow estimates, pretty much.
yep, pretty much.
All right,
Mm.
gotcha.
Redmond and Zillow, pretty much, they're somewhere in there. It gives them a good idea. Remember, our whole world is going on AI right now. They use artificial intelligence to calculate those values. So they already were there. So I'm handling the objection before it becomes an objection. Or they'll say, my house is worth more. The last three appointments I went to, it was the opposite. They didn't say that house was worth more than what Zillow or Redfin showed. They were happy if they were able to get those dollars. Okay. Good question, Rudy.
Noel said, so when you're looking up your CMAs, you're looking at the active properties, not the sold, to compare
Correct.
competition.
Correct. And good question. I'll repeat it. We all know the house is going to appraise pretty much. Okay. Depending on where it's going to go on the market for. So, but
Realtor.com.
when you guys are looking to buy furniture, when you guys are looking to buy a car or whatever you're buying, you look what's available. You don't look at what's sold already. You look for what's available and you look at the reviews. But in this case, we're buying a house. There's no reviews to look at. So you're going to look at what's available and then you're going to go look at the area, the street, the condition, and you're going to decide what's best for you. All right. So I use active comps. All right. Active comps.
Quick
For
question, and
Mhm.
quick question, Angel. Yeah, once I was in the situation where there's one active competition at 880, and we listed at 850, and after a week we hit on the market, they dropped their price to 820. So we're only on the market in a week, and now they're already below us. So in situation like this, do we
That right
just
now? Is that right now?
not right now at the beginning of the year? I
Okay.
remember.
Well, at the beginning of the year, our stuff was selling. Your property should have sold. If it
Yeah.
didn't, we were still priced too high. I'm going to make that clear.
Oh.
Right now, the war has started. If you were to list that property at 8 and they were at 850, the realtor's going to catch it. He's going to say, we got to go to 7 and 9. This is the moment right now that you see all those little arrows going down. So if you're going to list a house, I'm going to move the question. I'm going to move the question into this statement. Everybody, if you're going to list a house right now, you want to list it on the low side, okay? To make sure if the interest rates take off up, prices drop. If the interest rates go down, prices go up, right? So my point to everybody is you want to be safe and list it at a lower price so your inventory will sell. I have a lot of listings right now that my price is a little high. And now we're starting to adjust it because we started low, but not low enough. And the market, you're seeing reduction after reduction
So that
after
means
reduction.
so that means when we have this conversation with a seller before deciding on the price, instead of saying we'll just be a little bit lower than the competition, we should explain to the seller like seller could lower their price below ours too. So we should start way lower.
Which goes into step two.
Yeah,
Okay.
really quick, because what happens when you see a property and it's so beautiful and it's underpriced? Holy shit, I want that property. So what are you going to do? You're going to get a lot of buyers and everybody's going to submit their offers and they're going to submit above asking because they're saying this is really cheap. I'm going to offer more because I want it. So then everybody's bidding high. So then you're going to seller multiple counter everybody and you're going to even counter higher on that. And you're going to say A seller's looking for X amount of money or highest and best. And then they'll even go higher after that. And that's how you get the most money for the property. Did that make sense?
That's exactly what happened with the one I just put in escrow.
And then it's like you have 10 to 15 offers on a property. And then that's why you use your offer detail spreadsheet. Show them really quick, Angel, because that thing is amazing.
So I'm going to share my screen.
My creation.
It is a creation.
It's because this guy, when I joined his company, I was like, how do you keep track of all your offers? And he's like, I just print all of it and I just leave them on my desk and then I just kind of organize them from highest and best. And I was like, oh, heck no, that is not going to work for me. Offers.
Lily did miracles in that. Lily made
Yes,
it
I
simple
love
and easy and beautiful.
so easy.
There it is.
Look
So
at that
there's
Dorland
Foster,
property. That thing is crazy.
Dorland, and there's Rose and Rose. We got so many offers on it. Okay.
And this
So
is available to you guys in the implementation section. You just search offer details and it'll pop up and you guys can download it and use it yourself.
which, by the way, everybody, just to recap one more time, Lily brings me something to me to show me. Okay. I'm not arrogant. I'm not a stupid man. I look, I heard, and I go, damn, we need to use this. That's my entire business. I adapt. Many of us, many people, oh no, no, we're sticking to this way and we're not changing. Realtors, other other business out there, people do not adapt. And that's when their businesses start to sink. So look at Blockbuster. They laughed. They laughed at Netflix and they fell apart. And that's what happens when you have leadership that is not adapting. So you are the leader of your own company. You're going to adapt. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Let's go here. All right. So this is the part that I'm going to tell you that you need to listen very carefully. Okay. Very carefully. Because it's during this time that if you go to the listing appointment and you don't present what they need to hear, the client, you're going to lose them to their lender, insurance company, to their financial planner, to the handyman. Okay. Everybody knows a realtor. There's so many realtors right now. So this is the part when you deliver, you got to deliver where you're going to answer all their questions before they even ask them. So in front, I already know that Redfin and Zillow are going to be some of the statements they're going to make. And also, they're going to make a statement about the house that just went up for sale around the block. Okay. Um, you need to make sure you're aware. I'm live on the MLS, so when they give me that address, I tell them, "Oh, I know which one it is. Here, let's look it up. Give me the address again." Because, and they give me the address and I'll bring it up, even though I didn't know about it, right? I'm live on the MLS in front of the client, which is a very key point I left out. I am live. I did tell you guys, I said I use my hotspot. So we're live on the MLS when I'm showing after comps. And then we're looking after all the pictures of that particular property, where a lot of agents just go in with the report and only show them the surface of the front picture and they read through. That's cool, but you should see how impressed now when you shoot all the pictures of the inside of the other house, then themselves go, oh my God, that one's better than mine. Or, wow, mine's better than theirs. So during this presentation, here are the key points of what we do. Okay. The first one is, I want to see it. Let me see. It covers everything that helps address the objection. Okay. I give them 6 different prices. All right. I'm looking at their body language. And you guys, here's a good example. You're seeing it. When I give them the 6 different prices, I can see as I'm pointing at them, and let's just say I put at this column here, I could see they're comfortable. But if I'm looking at them and they're slouched and they're mad, they're not happy. As I start to move to this side of the pricing, I could see their body language. This last one's always vacant. There's nothing there. So I'll ask them, what were you hoping it sell for? And there's various responses that we'll get. All right. I already know what the responses are during that moment, whatever price they chose or they were thinking of, I pop it right in there. I could see their body language. It gets a little happier. Okay. This is big. The next step, remember, we're trying to handle, we don't want them to go to another realtor. I don't want them to go talk to their financial planner. I don't want them to talk to their taxman. I do want them to, but I want to at least think first Then we go talk to them. So during the presentation, we go over, as you know, this has various tabs. The net sheet has multiple tabs to make it so simple for them. So during my last 3 appointments, they could give me different numbers and I kept popping in it for them. And that's what sold me. Honestly, the net sheet really locked them all down because you're going to cover all the subjects if they qualify for the 250 exemption, the DST, the step-up basis. So anything that needs to go happen, you're there. Then the next steps is it varies. Okay. Do I need to qualify them for the next purchase? I do it on this net sheet, right? And I'll give you a demonstration in a moment. You already seen it. We do that on Wednesdays, as you all know. Okay. But this is, I'm explaining to you step by step what's happening and how I got the 3 listings this week. All right. It's how I explain. So for all parties that I met this week, nobody's buying something. Nobody's selling, thank God, right? Because if I sell their listing and I got to find them, it's a good thing, but it takes a longer process. So all these three, as long as they're priced right, I will help the client and I'll get paid pretty quickly. So I didn't have to qualify them. And when I do, I make sure to do a good job because when they go to their lender, that lender may have their own contractor. Okay. If they're units, as you know, when I do the listing presentation, which is the third part, during that presentation, I'll ask, do you have any other properties to sell? During the net sheet process, I also ask, do you guys have any other properties that you need to sell? And the answer will be no, yes. And if it's units, I have a calculator that estimates what a consumer is willing to pay, even though the rents are low. But it's a simple way of explaining to the client. When the client looks at it, they'll say, oh, wow, they can't afford them. It's not going to pay off. So then I give them the solution, how we're going to give them market value and what they have to contribute to the new buyer so they can move forward. Okay. The flip calculator. Sometimes I'm at a property and it is so bad. It is so bad, right? That even they tell me, can we get a loan on this? Can anybody afford this? Can this even sell? Richie, I looked at you and I thought I was in a class. I go, during class. So I thought, wait, is this? Never mind. Hi,
This
Richie.
is
How are
your
you?
class, Angel. This
But
is
for
your
a second,
class.
I meet Richie and I go, wait, am I in Richie's class? I haven't seen you in a while, man. What's going on?
What's up, dude?
Aw.
Just joining you. And hi, Lily.
All right. Well, welcome, Richie. Uncle Richie. Let's go back. All right. So while I'm in that, yeah, I was about to say, while I'm in that class again. See, you can get to me, Richie. Anyways, um, while I'm there, I go over the flip calculator, right, to show them what we can do to help them sell the property to a cash buyer or they invest money into it. Point being is it explains everything to them so simple. Because remember, you're handling their biggest asset and you're there to deliver as much as possible. Now, I know this is a lot, but this particular class is to give you the full overview of how I go into battle, how I go into help these people on what they need to do with their home. Then when it comes to the construction, in there's a calculator that will calculate paint, carpet, anything you need to do, it calculates for them, right? Which gives them a visual. Should we do improvements to the home, what we're going to be spending, all right? And then the ultimate tab that I use once in a while on all of our branding, we use flat fee. I was talking to one of our agents and he goes, Angel, I'm not using flat fee anymore here in the area near you because they think it's you, but he's utilizing it in another city and he's being told and he's listed multiple properties in the other city. So this is step two, the explanation part. Does anybody have any questions on this portion of it? All right, let's go into step three. Now remember, we've already talked about what you guys are going to look like, your breath, eye contact. You've already walked the property. You already sat down. You're sitting in the kitchen table. You've already went through the numbers and the what's available. Now you went over the numbers and you now determined if this is going to be a flip, a list, whatever it would be. Okay. So now we're going into the part where we're going to now tell them what we offer. And this is where most agents will stop. If the seller says they're going to list with you, that you stop and you take the listing at this point. I don't. I continue. Okay. And let's get into that. Let's go to part three. All right. This is where I will present all the strategies, what we do to get the property sold. Okay. I tell them why we're different than everybody else. Okay. And I'm going to show you the actual slideshow when I'm at the listing appointment. Okay. Um, During this time, right now, I lost one. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, when you have an appointment, you got to be on time. This particular appointment said to me, when I talked to her over the phone, I ran numbers for her. Okay. And I'm telling you because this is very important. I ran the numbers and she goes, wow, I'm so impressed. Nobody's told me this. I go, there's no need to call anybody else. Just let's with me. I'll meet you tomorrow. And she goes, well, I'm in Texas. I can't meet you tomorrow, but we'll meet you at the house, me and my mom. Okay. She calls me 45 minutes later and she says, Angel, is your wife coming? I said, yeah. She goes, okay, good. Because my mom wants to deal with a woman, not a man. Oh, not a problem. My wife will be there with me. I'm telling all this, you guys, when you have an appointment, you have to be super, super early. When I got there, Patty unfortunately had something to do, so she was running late. So we got there maybe 4 to 5 minutes after. I had to go to the door because there was already 5 minutes till. Very important, everybody. I'm knocking. She comes to the door. The mom does. And the mom shouldn't be standing for a long time. And the mom says to come in. I said, no, it's okay. Let me just wait for Patty to show up and then I'll come in. The daughter comes to the door and she says, Mom, you can't be standing too long. Come sit down. Oh, no, no, I'll wait. So she waited, and the daughter had to pull the mom to have her sit down. So they sit down. Patty gets there. We walk inside. We want the property. But I could already see the body language of the daughter wasn't happy, which relates to, I forgot to tell you guys for the pregame at the beginning, be on time. All of you, be on time. That is one of the biggest factors. Okay. If you are not on time, how can they choose you as their representative? You follow what I'm saying? So, be on
How
time.
can they trust you if you are late?
Yes. All right. Once you got the listing, you can be late all you want. But
And then you can stop answering the phone. I'm just kidding.
but the first impression, guys, make sure you're on time and present yourself well. The lady did when I walked in, she says, wow, nice shoes, nice coat. Told Patty, nice shoes. So they watch these things just to let you know. All right. Let's go back to the presentation. So what happened with all three of these people, for all those of you that are implementation at 10:15, guys, I'm going to show it to you. I show everything that I do to everybody as we move along, okay? But when I bring something new to the table, I only show the members. Okay. So in about 60 days, I'll show you what I just did, but this is what locked down. They answered the Google ad. I did the presentation, but prior to the presentation, I had to send them an email. Or I did the presentation and then I got to send them an email. Either way, they're going to get the email that logged down Arrow, McKinda, and Hepworth. Okay. And this is a package. This is what it kind of looks like. All right. So my package isn't fancy. Although, everybody, lately, someone out there on the luxury market is delivering something that's way different. So I have to beef up my luxury flyer. Okay, I have one. It's not as beautiful, but now I'm going to redo it because I'm not going to lose another luxury listing, which is the one that we lost. It was 1.3, I think. In our area, that would be considered luxury. All right, let me show you. Any questions on that?
Yeah, isn't the starting price in California like 1.3?
Oh, seriously.
Almost. All right. So everybody, let's go here. So when I meet a client, okay, you know, now we go into the slideshow and I tell them thank you again. And they'll always say, oh, you guys look so nice in the picture, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I let the client know that with us, they can cancel anytime at no cost. Reality is they really can't cancel, but I gotta make the client feel comfortable. Okay. I let them know commission is negotiable. By the way, there's a lot more that I say. I get 3% every single time. Okay. I move on to explain to them about the HomeLight product. It's a product that's been seen on TV. I can help them sell their home, or I can find them at the home. I can find them a home first, my client, and move you into something, and then we sell their home after. I went to a listing appointment here on Blueford in the city of Whittier, and every single time they look at me and they go, "Are you serious? You mean we can move into the other house, pay cash, and then we can sell ours after?" Yes, very, very impressive. Contingency, I tell them, you all know what the contingency is. Okay. During the presentation, I gave a value that I suggested. But you got to remember, guys, when I do that, sometimes what happens is they are not happy with that low value below market. They think you're telling them what to do. So during the presentation, I tell them, guys, you don't have to do exactly what I said. I'm just brainstorming with you. It brings their guard down. So during the presentation of the slideshow, I say to them, you do not have to go with the price that I suggested. I'll go at any price you want because I want them to remember that. Remember, when you leave, they interview 2 or 3 more people and you have an up, you may lose that chance. Okay. So I got to make sure they remember that. During this presentation, I ask them, do you have any other property? Commercial apartments? Well, but we do. You handle commercial? Of course I do. Do you handle units? Of course I do. And immediately we go into the slideshow. Preparation. Okay. Preparation is a big one, right? I have certain things that I tell them, you don't have to fix properties. It's an illusion, guys. You can always coordinate a handyman, but when I bring this up, it makes them feel really good, right? Interior cleaning, I always have a cleaning lady, I cover it, and she goes in and takes care of it. It's got to be someone I trust because, of course, you don't want to lose things. Okay. Staging, lately, everybody, I'm going to say this to you. I didn't used to do staging a lot because everything was selling pretty quickly. Now I'm offering staging. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. Okay. So I'll ask the client. I delivered it in so many ways. Probably in another 3 weeks, I'll be able to tell you how I ask for staging. Because many times, if you ask them to pay staging, the other guy is going to pay for it. All right. And you may lose the listing. So I have a solution for you coming soon on that. All right. So staging, Patty went with me also to the one that we got here in the city of La Habra. And we brought up staging and I gave her a breakdown of cost, which at 10:15, I'll break it down for you how I did that. Okay. Here we go. Photography. A lot of your realtors are using your phone with your apps, which is cool, right? If you have to do it. But if you do, don't use a regular phone. There are some realtors that are using their phone and they're going at night to take the pictures of the house. That tells me that's a brand new agent. Right now, photography is everything. And I tell this to the client because we're going through the MLS and showing them properties. They're seeing how bad some of those pictures are. When you send your photographer, move the towels, guys, because I'm showing the client, look, this realtor didn't move the towel. Look, the toothpaste. Look, you could see the tampon. Look, you could see the toothbrush. And the client's going, oh my God. So this is where I sell good photography, the aerial. I always skip over the virtual. I own 2 units, but it takes too long, right? I may have to go back. The market shifted. So I may have to go back to learning how to use my virtual tours, everybody. Marketing. So when I get into marketing, this stuff here, I'm not going to share with you all, okay? Because many of you I don't know, and I welcome you here. I share the rest of this stuff with my implementation members, but this is where I'm crushing and getting a lot of lead flow my way. And by the way, you can join us, and Lily will tell you, we don't charge. It's just we want to know who you are when we let you in. Look, everybody, right now, many of you, I don't know you. It's like I've invited you into my house. So you understand. I've
Así
invited you
o
into
más
my house.
claro.
Say again, Lily.
Así o más claro. That means
Mm.
how much more specific can that, get?
So I'm letting you guys know everything that I have, but now I'm taking you over to my bedroom, opening up the closet, and letting you guys see everything that's in my bedroom closet to exaggerate the
And he's letting
point.
you borrow his shirts.
No, no. Now I'm gonna open up my watch drawer, right? I'll let you, and then you guys see all my watches, right? And that's what I'm doing here. So As I get to know you, I start to share with you and I give you more
And
information.
I want to touch base on that. Someone gave me a call yesterday, a realtor calling on one of our properties, and he wanted to show the property, but we were doing renovations to it because it wasn't selling because people want 2 bathrooms. So now we're building a half bath and it'll be done in a week. So I was speaking to this realtor and he's like, "Oh, are they around? I know they're really busy." And I was like, "Yeah, they're busy, but I have the answer to your questions." And he's like, "I don't know, I'm kind of embarrassed to ask." I was like, "Oh, you're embarrassed?" I was like, "So you're embarrassed of opportunities?" And he was like, "Oh." And I was like, "Yeah, like, what's the worst that can happen? So what? Ask." And either someone has the answers or they don't, and then you go get the answer somewhere else. And then he's like, "Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like people would judge me." And I was like, "Okay, so what? So what if somebody judges you? They don't pay your bills." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." And he's like, "Well, I want to know why Angel and Patty are so successful. What is it that they do? Would they share?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, guy. You see what happens when you ask?" And I was like, "Angel and Patty have a business called The Listing Agent." And he told him the website. He went. I told them we coach 3 times a week. We give you a CRM. We give you 3 weekly classes, recorded classes, and we give you a social media post so you can post yourself and save some money. And he was like, "Oh wow, all of that? Like how much? For free?" He's like, "Free? Why free?" And I was like, "Because we're givers. Because we like to build a community, because we like to support each other and we like to help each other's pockets grow." And he's like, "Wow, that's incredible." So he signed up today and he's here now.
Somebody asked this question. Where's the unit tab? It's right here. This is the unit tab. Okay. I don't know. I just saw that in the chat, so I wanted to show you guys. Let's go back and continue the slideshow. So during the presentation, I show them how we're getting so many buyers right now to our properties and how we're selling them for a top dollar. Okay. Then I go back in and I tell them Home Light, New American, those are the 2 products that are out there, recap, right? I let them know that I'll bring a buyer to their home that's going to offer them cash. Say it one more time. I'm at a listing appointment. They want a cash buyer. I let them know I'm bringing them a buyer who's going to pay in cash so they can move on, utilizing a home light program. And they ask more questions. Okay. I tell them we still do the yard sign, we still do the traditional stuff, print magazine, postcards, flyers. Okay. Then I move on to tell them this part. Okay. Because right now, for many of you, you may be loners. Okay. Some of you may be with big companies, right? So when you're at this appointment, the client's going to tell you, well, are you your own company? Are you with the big company? What you got to deliver is you have to create a network, your own illusion of whatever that network would be. Okay. So my network it overpowers the majority of real estate companies. All right. I tell them I have a network of 700 realtors and I show them the proof. Implementation, I'll show you how I do that. Okay. So now when there's a company that has 300 realtors or a network of realtors, I tell them, well, that network's all over the place. We all have the same network. And I show them how that works. Okay. Um, this slide I no longer use because it's now no longer a commission to the buyer's agent. Right. Then I ask them this question, guys. Open houses. Now, many clients don't want them. One more time. Many times clients don't want them. So I ask the client, how do you feel about open houses? I wait for the response, right? Oh, hell no. I don't want any. I want them so bad. So then I go into the explanation on how we utilize open houses. And then I explain in a way that most realtors don't. All right. The first response a client's going to give you, oh, you're doing it to expose your name. No, I give them the explanation and bam. Okay. Wow. That was impressive for
Wait,
going
I
with
want to
me.
add to the open house. If you go to the school portal and you search open house, there's a lot of amazing materials in there. And every Monday, we send an open house report to our sellers where it tells them how many days the property's been on the market, how many saves, how many people attended. So we send them a weekly report every Monday. It's also in there for you to download and use yourself. And honestly, this comes really helpful when the property is not selling and it's sitting on the market and you need to do a price reduction. You can backtrack to that email and say, "Look at how many people have attended your open house. It's time for a price reduction." And then that's when they say, "Okay,
Hey, you locked me. Oh, I know why.
log in."
Are you guys still
No,
having like 70 people show up to your mega open houses, or is it like only 50 now?
It depends. It depends on the property, but I would say anywhere between like 12 to 37.
Yeah, that's still awesome.
Yeah, the numbers are still there. It's holding consistent. But the difference, Richie, and everybody is, even though we have all that traffic coming in, offers are slow. Interesting. Interesting, right? Offers are slow. Vegas, you guys are feeling it. You got reduction after reduction. Although the hot properties, they're gone. Okay, they're gone. But all our clients are going from here to there or to other parts of the country, but across the board, I'm seeing it just slow down. So we need to price these properties so they're out the door pretty quickly.
You said it. People are moving in and out of states. Another reason why you should be a part of a community and build relationships. So when someone does move out of state, you say, "Oh shoot, Richie, I remember that guy. He's from Las Vegas." And then you call him and then you guys partner up on those deals.
Let me go back to the slideshow. Where is it? Hey, where are you?
What are you doing, Angel Hernandez?
I'm looking for my slideshow.
You're talking about mega open houses, Angel. You really got
Honestly,
lost.
honestly, that's what it is. But the mega open houses, I think I put like 20 to 25 signs per property, right? And the mega ones, they're putting like 50. But because I have 6 properties at any given time, our vans, which we did the video, we showed you how we do those, it can only carry so many signs. Okay. And then this gives you an overview, a thought, in the portal, we give you the actual report, but we let the client know how many people came through, number of people, number of families, realtors comments. So on Monday morning, I used to have my clients calling me, "What's going on? I didn't get an update." Now they're serviced. Okay. They're serviced. They know that on Monday they're going to get a report showing them what the interest rate is, what's going on in the market, and how many showings, how many requests came in. And they're happy because they're being informed. Okay. They're being informed. All right. And in the end, I tell the client our goal is to get them their price and the time period that they want. And we're selling it as is with no appraisal contingencies. These are the key words that they're going to remember, that I hope for them to remember when we leave that appointment. Then I follow through by telling them, have you had a chance to look at my reviews? And this is where I tell every single one of you, you need to make sure you are in, when I look you up, and I've already met with several of you privately, and I walked you through, and your system is a little poor, and some of them were really good. You got to make sure when people look you up, wow, this guy's all over the place. That's why we listed the 3 properties, because they went and read all our stuff. So you got to be consistent in every single page. When you go to realtor.com, Zillow, HomeLight, wherever they find you, when they Google their name, you need to come up with about 7 or 8 places. All right. And that's going to take you to where people are going to choose you. And the next
Angel,
part.
tell them also about the reviews. All the past 3 appointments that we went, they literally also look up your reviews and read them all.
And really quick, someone said, what if you're barely starting and you only have 2 reviews? Another reason why you want to be a part of our community. Build relationships. On our school portal, everybody will put like a comment saying Google reviews, and then everybody will start dropping their links and everybody will start sending each other reviews. And Angel will personally send you a review as well if you join our listing agent community.
And then if you're new, I can help watch. When you do the listing appointment, I could be your analyst, right? I log on with you on a Zoom while you're sitting with the client. We'll do the listing appointment. I've been doing that a lot lately. I'll do the listing appointment with you, right? And by the time we're done, your client is so damn impressed. I say bye, and then you just get the listing. All right, if that helps. But that's for the members who need me. I think Michael, I personally went with you. You're one of the first ones you dragged me with you, and he ended up picking up the listing. Had some problems with that client, but overall, everybody, I hope this was helpful.
Angel,
Yes, sir.
now that you call my name.
Well, I saw you. I like when I look on there and I actually see real humans. Everybody, I enjoy
Yeah,
that.
Angel,
Yes, sir.
of late, I had a problem with home light. Okay, I wanted to use them for one of my clients, and when it gets to the bottom line, the agent, my client was asking them, "Hey, after 3 months or 4 months, and my house didn't sell, are you guys going to buy it?" And they messed up on that. They were going, because that was my impression, that they're going to buy it. But it's not the fact. So
Did you get the listing?
No,
All
because
right,
you
and
know,
then
because they said, you know, they
then
want
don't
an
worry about
answer.
it. If you get the listing, everybody, if you bring a product to someone and they choose someone else, that's not your client, Michael. I wouldn't worry about it. Let them deal with it. Now, when they brought you the HomeLight product, it's a great product to get the listing. But when I'm there, I try to just do the traditional sale because the HomeLight product is going to cost them 2 points. All right. 2 points. Now, you're the listing agent. If you're the listing agent, your job is to make sure everything is done to get that property sold. So, what I'm hearing right now is you brought the product, they went with someone else, they're not
No, no,
following.
not yet, not yet, not yet.
Oh,
As this,
okay.
I think they're still gonna go with me, but not yet. So they wanted an answer to the home lighting, and it didn't come the way they wanted it. The home light, you know, it's not gonna buy it after because what happened? They listed with somebody else, and he stayed in the market for over 100 days, and they canceled, right? So that's why they're coming to me.
Got
So
it.
they want to make sure that, you know, if the house doesn't sell after 3 or 4 months, that HomeLight is going to buy it because they were excited about it when I brought it to them. But
Well,
when they didn't get the answer that they're going to buy it.
here's what I'm going to say, Michael, for everybody else. Log on and see this video for HomeLight. Okay, HomeLight has their own products, but I had HomeLight come and deliver to all of us. And I'm going to say it one more time, Michael. Michael, your goal was to get the listing. Okay, you want that listing. If they're going to use the product of HomeLight, everybody, you bring two products. You bring New American and HomeLight. In the end, it is not your fault. HomeLight delivered to the client, and the client didn't hear right. It's not your fault. Okay, so I'll talk to you after because this class here right now is to help everybody to get a listing. Okay, the listing presentation. All right, this is what this is about. But Michael, and for everybody else, if you have more questions, what you do is you go to the portal here and see I typed in home light. Okay, everybody, I get listening after listening after listening because I go in with the DST, the home light, and the new American product, followed by then I break down numbers. So you're almost there, Michael. Maybe I'll do a Zoom with you and I'll try to help you pick up that listing if it helps. All right.
Thank you.
If
Let
you're
me
trying
see.
to search things, you need to go to the classroom to search. That's what
You
you
want to show them how?
that's what you were doing wrong. Go back.
All right. When she says classroom, this is what she's talking about. This is where you go to find everything. Now, the teacher is telling me, so I'm going to go to the classroom.
If I don't teach you, you'll never learn. And it
I
won't.
know. Classroom here.
Yes, and that's where you search.
Oh, by the way, everybody, in our portal, if you don't have social media, I even give you a couple to get you started. The social media is there. Now, this is not to make you a pro, but just enough to start posting today. Okay. And I've showed you many, the video that you need to post on your social media and pin it to the top. This will get you branded. This will get you calls. This will get your family to know that you're a realtor. And then tech videos. If you can't make the classes, we're on every Thursday and Mark helps you. And then the blueprint is obviously what builds your business. And this is what I give to all. All this is free, guys. Just log on, start pulling the videos. Rather than watching TV, like Lily always says, go here and pick the subject of what you're going to be handling marketing, ads, open house signs, whatever it is. I've done everything because this is what I am. I'm a realtor, just like you.
Screw Netflix. This is the Netflix for realtors.
And for those of you, I was bringing up, you guys want to join us at 10:15. That's when I have the actual members show up and I give you classes there, everybody. And that's where I do my best. I do my best to make you guys into listing agents, everybody. All right. And if you have any questions, call Lily. Lily's available to answer any questions you may have. I
You
think
do
that's
great, honey. You do great.
Thank you, Patty.
Good.
When my wife tells me that, I don't think it counts, right? Because it's my wife telling me. It's when you guys tell me
It
that's when it
doesn't
makes
count
me
if I
feel a
say
lot
it
better.
either because I'm getting paid for it. I'm just kidding.
Mm.
You do great, Angel. You're amazing.
Yes,
Look at all the
tell 'em.
listings. You've been a number one listing agent from day one, 39 years later. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Paddy,
Really
you hit
awesome.
it on the
I'm not
money.
saying it because he's my husband, but it's true.
All right.
I also
All right.
want to say,
That's
remember,
enough.
Well, Patty, you're a professional, so yes, you know how to judge a good real estate agent, and your husband definitely is one.
I try, honey. I try. We all
So,
do in our own ways in the best way.
so in tomorrow's class,
Right.
everybody,
Tomorrow's class. There is no class tomorrow.
I was gonna say tomorrow's classes, we always go over all the tabs, usually on Wednesday, but tomorrow's my anniversary, everybody. So me and
Congratulations.
Patty been married for 37 years, so
Wow.
we're gonna go to Universal Studios and
Happy
enjoy the day.
anniversary.
Thank
Yes,
you,
happy
everybody.
anniversary.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
Happy
you.
anniversary.
Also, no
Look at
class
the
Thank you.
tomorrow, huh?
chat.
Enjoy
Does,
the love.
Thank
so
you.
does anybody have any questions before we log off?
You said no class tomorrow? Is that what you said?
No class tomorrow, my friend. No class tomorrow. We are having a class on Thursday, but not for tomorrow. But I can see, by the way, when I can see you guys, I appreciate like I can see Lynn right now. I can see iPhone 12, Carlos. I think that's a picture. And I can see Molly. But do you guys have any questions? And Norma's waving, and Vanessa and Caroline. And oh wait, okay, I'll keep going, damn it. And Winifred and Reggie and Lily. But
Everybody
does
get off camera and say hi. Show off your beautiful faces.
I
Not a picture.
Oh,
I'm here. I'm
I have a
here.
on the
quick
second page,
comment.
I found you, Javier. And Larry, hey, Larry, are you flexing over there, Larry? Come on,
You
man.
know what, guys? If you are with us 3 times a week and you don't show me your face, that shows me that we're lacking some confidence here. And this is why we're not getting listings. So you need to get comfortable with us because we absolutely love you guys. So you need to embrace yourselves and so you can empower yourselves because you guys have a lot of powerful energy and you guys are powerful listing agents, okay? And if you forget that, just call me so I can remind you who you are.
I'm not a picture. I'm here. I'm here, Angel.
Oh, there you are. All right.
Wait, we
It's
haven't posted.
10:02. I can answer. If anybody has one more question, I'd be more than happy to
Hi,
answer it if
Angel.
anybody has one.
This is Rosie. Rocio, how are you?
Good, Rocio.
Um, I don't want to scare anyone because I'm still getting ready. So, but that's the reason why I have my cameras. Anyways, I don't know if you remember, I mentioned to you and Lily, maybe a couple weeks ago that my listing, the listing that I had, another realtor ended up the owner ended up giving it to another realtor, right? Because he told her that he could have probably sell it for more, right? So I've been looking at that listing, and guess what? It hasn't sold in over a month, and they just dropped the price.
Yep.
So I mean, that's exactly what I had that conversation with her. I go, it's not gonna sell for 550. I gave her a 540 offer. She let the offer go, and now they're struggling, to sell it.
We'll see what
But
happened to me. But the difference with mine is they dropped the price and it went into escrow. So
oh,
we're all right now. That adjustment just happened. So that one caught me. I got caught up in it too. So that's why I said in the next 2 months we're going to be adjusting how we're doing business. And as I adjust, I'll share that with you. Okay. You know, this is not, here's what happens, everybody. Even if the market takes a shift and it slows down, it don't matter. We adapt with it. But if the market takes off and it gets better, it's better for us. But the bad thing about it is that we keep getting spoiled. Okay. We're not, we have to learn to be realtors. So when it gets bad, we can sell these properties. All right. So Rocio, you're not alone, man. It happened to me. I lost one. We have one on Utica. And man, we have several properties that should have already been in escrow, but the sellers were so stubborn. Now they're crying and now they're taking lower offers. But they're not blaming me because I told them, do whatever you ask me to do, but you're going to lose money. And now they're realizing it. Why didn't we take it? Well,
exactly.
because what they saw on social media, hold your ground. But now social media has turned, and now they're exposing something differently.
Really
All
quick,
right,
I know we
folks.
got to go for implementation meeting, so I dropped some links on the chat. Angel is having a live meeting August 13th. I put the link on there for some more information. You guys can RSVP and you're more than welcome to join us. It's going to be in Huntington Beach, and I hope he takes me with him. And then also, if you're not a part of our listing agent community, I also dropped the link so you guys can join us. It's completely free. So I don't understand why you would not want to see us 3 times a week for 2 weeks for free and learn all this valuable information and also get access to our Netflix portal where you can watch all of our past recorded classes and then just fill up your brains with a bunch of powerful knowledge. Does anybody have any questions? No? All right, let's go get some listings and implementation.
Thank you.
Let's log on at 10:15.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, guys.
You guys.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank
everybody.
you.
Good job, Lily.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.